top 5 meanest
Zodiacs.
Gemini.
Capricorn, Virgo, Scorpio,
I can see that one.
and I'm trying to think of the other 2. One was because they said the Sagittarius and stuff was very passive. It wasn't them. It was the Leo and Gemini. That's the top 5.
Wow.
And I think it's more so my bloodline than my horoscopes. I think it's more the bloodline.
I'll be honest, I don't really believe much in the horoscope stuff, so I just think you ought to.
Here go the thing though.
You know.
You gotta understand. Her technical name is Quenisha. That's on her government stuff.
Oh, well,
We call her Lucy.
Yeah, it is.
See, so we grew up with Lucy. Listen,
Now you got
when I tell you though, this child here was rough. Yes.
That's why I'm a therapist now.
See? You done banged everybody up. Now you trying to help.
I'm paying back. I'm paying it forward. You
She
know?
done banged everybody up.
If they met me before 29, I apologize. That's all I can say. Childhood especially.
Oh my God.
I'm apologize for
Luke was, between her and Brooke, man, they was just right at the same age. They was too funny. But when you saw one, you saw the other.
it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't you?
It wasn't. Yeah.
I mean, you want us to go with that?
Quenisha, Lucy.
You want us to go with that? That's what you.
That's why I'm giving back to society.
But you want us to believe that? That's where we are right now. That's that foolishness.
The counselor tell a story.
Right. I already. Like we know it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, this about to go left.
No, it's gonna go straight.
It's gonna go straight.
I was gonna say, I pulled up some statistics. And things,
Yes, thank you. Cause
in case you needed anything of that nature, I pulled up some statistics about mental health for Black men in 2023.
I appreciate that.
And
I
so
appreciate
if you
that.
need any.
Because the numbers are staggering.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It really hurt my feelings, but I understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we were just talking before you got here, we got plugged in and everything. We were really talking about identity crisis, and then all of the other things that go into what they expect Black men to be, but don't give Black men the tools and resources to be those things, but still expect us to find a way, because for so long we have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you're strong.
Even when we had 3rd grade educations, let's go back to great grandparents and grandparents and stuff. You know what I'm saying? When they didn't finish school, didn't have to finish school, but you had to work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You made a way.
They made a way, and see, the thing about it was good and bad, because it was bad because it didn't leave a plan.
Nope.
It was good because you knew you had it in you to be strong.
It was survival.
There you go. Because survival is totally different than living.
It is.
Right.
It is. And survival is passed down.
Yeah. Right.
You know. So.
Yeah. Because your decision making
It's different.
It's different.
Yeah, because you approach situations differently, man. You make so much more of a clear decision when you're not having to work like we have to.
Mm-hmm. You have better choices.
Yeah.
You have better choices.
'Cause
Survival, you don't really have any choices.
Survival, you're situation to situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, good afternoon, everyone.
Hey.
It is the In the Know podcast with my right hand man, Jay Cutter.
In the building.
I'm T the Chef, and this week we have Miss Quenisha.
All right.
Lucy.
All right.
Pollard.
All right.
Oh, hello, Lucy.
Yeah. She's Master of Education.
Hey, do it. All right. All
Yeah,
right.
okay. And she's a licensed counselor. So she's gonna help us get through, navigate today's topic, which is
You're gonna get some business before this. I'll tell you that.
well, actually, last month being Men's Mental Health Month, we couldn't quite get the scheduling in, so that's what we're gonna talk about today, and its effects and what you can do places you can reach out, you know, that type of deal. And for me, man, that was some stuff that was really hard to navigate. Teenage years, and then actually losing my dad, my grandma, and my mother-in-law in 11 months took a heavy toll on me.
Yes, sir.
It was to the point I couldn't even communicate with my family. It got dark, and I remember I actually left the house for 3 days, sitting in a hotel room, just drinking. It had got that bad, you know.
Yes, sir.
And I wasn't, physically, doing anything to them. Anything. It's just one of those things where you kind of shut down and try to get into your own mode to try to figure out what to do next. And all that, that weight of the world it gets on you, and you don't know, because you've never been in that spot before. You don't know how it's gonna play out, or what decisions to make, and you get that fear in you that you're gonna make the wrong one.
Right.
So, but what I had to also learn was, however I feel, it takes a toll on them too. So coming back out of that, I had to, learn to, handle things, in a different mode.
Right.
But I tell you, it been some dark days, real dark days.
And it's real out here.
Yeah, it's
real.
It is. I'm telling you, it's. We grew up with that sense of we ain't supposed to cry.
Society tells you.
Yeah, and especially for young black men, you're not supposed to cry. You supposed to man up, just take it. And it ain't no disrespect to other races or anything like that. But when I see, some of my my white friends or whatever go through their thing, their parents was more in tune to trying to figure out, what's going on, and let's get some help for it, as opposed to, I need you to be a man up to something that you're in a kid stage.
Right.
It ain't for you to man up yet. We need to figure out what's going on.
Create that space.
Exactly.
For you to feel those emotions.
Exactly, and that's just something that we haven't had. We've always been told, you gotta do this and do this. You ain't supposed to cry. None of that. And then I think that it creates you may create a kid that may able to maybe get through functioning, but what it's gonna do for him in manhood, because all of that changes. Especially when you take on relationships, when you take on kids, it ain't you no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta learn how to adjust. And if you never learn those skills early, once it get thrown on you, it's just like a brick.
Right.
It's just gonna land on top of you. Now you kind of stuck.
And it's impacting other people too.
Everybody in your household, everybody you come in contact
right.
with.
You can't lead, you can't be your best self. And I was a middle school counselor for 5 years. So I would see the 11, 12, 13-year-old, 14-year-old little boys who looked like me who was struggling. And so I think that's how I became one of their favorites, because you can come in my office and cry. Don't nobody have to know about it. Right. But I do think society sends so many messages that men, especially, and I think both genders have, because I seen y'all say we ain't doing the gender work. I'm like, why we need each other? Men and women need each other. Why we keep battling with each other?
And but that's exactly what we said the other week. That this will be a podcast where you are not gonna see black men and black women going at each other's throats.
We need each other. It's tough out here for both of us.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't either.
Well, you think now. You think about something when you mention that. It just the light bulb went on. But check this out. It is all planned for us to do that, because I was looking at some studies, okay, and our I guess you could say white people. It was a study that was released that they would stop producing children by the year 2028, they would die faster than they're being born. Now, if I break up the black house, I can put myself in the house. I need you to turn your TVs on. When you see what? Mixed couples. You don't see black couples. You don't see all white couples. You see mixed couples. Because, see, they're having to mix in due to the factors of the body. Look at the abortion uproar. That wasn't about us. We pile children in a house if we have to. We take over other family members if we have to. We're doing it ourselves. So it's like that right there was one of the things that was overlooked because it wasn't talked about. You see what I'm saying? And like the thing about it is the greatest gift that the devil ever had was what? To make you think he didn't exist.
Right.
So I can hide my hand and while I meanwhile destroy y'all.
Right.
And then once you get down a little bit, I'm slide on in.
Right.
You know, because I can't just come in the front door.
Gotta be smart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we haven't seen that because of what? What is the God of this country? What do we pull out of our pocket that says in God we trust?
Oh, the money.
Okay, so I'll give you a check to bash her. I'll give you a check to fight her on TV every time you see each other. I'll give you a check to cuss her out. I'll give you a check to, you see what I'm saying? Because that's how they get their shows that we see.
Mm-hmm.
Shows like this that have material to build off of aren't what they're going to pull. No. Our people have to pull these shows up. You know what I'm saying?
But we're suffering.
You know what I mean? We really are. We really are.
We are suffering. Like the statistics, as we were talking about before this, regarding men's mental health and the rates of suicide and men suffering in silence is staggering.
You're
like it's
right.
Alarming.
You're
and then when
right.
you have these men who can't express their emotions, don't feel safe, don't know how to, however it manifests itself, it impacts their family.
Mm-hmm.
So now the wife is unhappy, or the children's mother. The kids come to school, which I've seen the kids at school as a middle school counselor. It impacts everybody, but it sets that example too.
Right, exactly.
So this is what my daddy did. My daddy didn't deal with his emotions. He worked until he literally died. He went to sleep and didn't wake up. You hear those stories, but like you all said last week, when you don't deal with your emotions, it impacts your body.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
High blood pressure, heart attacks, strokes,
anxiety. Come on.
But it's like, oh, I don't have emotion, baby. That's an emotion. Let's talk about it.
Right.
Let's talk about it. And so just trying to.
Talking here today.
So it's really time out for people just like overlooking things. Like we really got to get into it because we're in a mental health crisis for one.
That's right.
But then July is Minority Mental Health Month, so black men especially are a double minority when it comes to mental health.
Right.
Because statistically, men typically don't talk about their emotions because society said boys don't cry.
Yeah.
You don't have feelings. You just man, or you pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Right.
And it's like we're filling these children's head with these things, but then we expect them when they become an adult. Oh, he won't talk to me.
Right.
He won't tell me how he feels.
Right.
When you told him to shut up. When the boy would cry when he was 3. So it's like making sure that we are paying attention to these men because I'm one of these people. If you love me, I want you to live for me. And I want the men to grasp that.
Come on.
If you love your families, live for them.
That's right.
If you love your sons and stuff, tell them to live for me. Go to the doctor, get them checkups.
Right.
Because if you ain't had a physical since you were in high school, we need to talk about it.
Right.
Who's your primary care physician?
Right.
Like, come on, like
what are you trying to do?
Like these type of things,
and I noticed that now that like now your primary care physician they go into a mental health questionnaire when they bring you in now
because it's really bad. If you go to the prisons and you look at the statistics from prisons, I think it was it was well over 40% of prisoners had some type of diagnosable mental disorder. So think about the men who are pushing through, not paying attention to their symptoms, the men who are masking their symptoms, the men who are afraid to talk about their symptoms, and the cycle is going to continue because now your sons, your nephews, or whomever look up you, your homeboys, it's a cycle. So I need men to like go to the doctor, be honest, find your tribe like that's gonna hold you accountable. Not the homeboy that's gonna be your yes, the people gonna be your yes. That irritates me so bad. Like, it's a cultural thing, but especially when it comes to stuff like this, hold your mans accountable.
Yeah.
If you see your boys going through something, you see the bottle every day or something, man, what's up?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's go shoot basketball. Let's go talk about it. But not taking care of it is not the answer, because I want the best for my homeboys or my friends. So you will hope, because at the end of the day, it's destroying potentially his body, his family.
Come on.
You know, your relationships, your job, like the stories that I've heard about people, what they're losing behind not checking it or not being able to manage it. It's sad.
Yeah.
But see, what to go along with what you just said, it is the value that we have on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Black men do not share value amongst each other. We have value placed higher on people outside of our race and culture than we do within. It's even when you have good information, you may come with a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's straight. You know what I mean? But they hear it somewhere else or see it somewhere. Hey, boy,
crazy.
boy, you was right, boy.
Crazy.
It's like, no, dude, I did the research. It's like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I told you that already.
I didn't need you to say that. I needed you to say, boy, you know what? You're onto something. Let's see if we can move on it.
Right.
But what you just said, I was looking at this, as other factors that may contribute to mental health disparities in black men include poverty,
Mm-hmm.
childhood adversity,
Mm-hmm.
and racial discrimination.
Yes.
Because we run from the last one. That is the only reason why I brought up the blending of the families. Because we run from it because we have put them as our standard.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, it erases the position of the black man in our community. I know you don't like it, it's tight, but you got to get with it because it's what it is. It really is. It took us out of position. That is why you had. I'm gonna tell you something. Why do you think they brought the women along on the women's rights movements? Because if we empower y'all as we bang us up, that's gonna shift it. That's gonna bring our value that much lower. It's like, oh, you can survive without a man. You don't need that black man
We
there.
need each other.
But you steady producing young black men, but you don't need this black man because they can't see what they're gonna become. Sometimes it's so hard because I grew up without a father. But I don't make excuses because I've been a father to so many people. It's ridiculous. Because I understood something clicked to the point to where it's like, okay, Josh, you can't be sorry because of what you didn't have. Because now you grown and you know right from wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You know how this thing's supposed to be set up. Right. So you have to do your part.
Your resiliency.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but you have so many who lean on that excuse. What you didn't have.
Yeah.
What this,
Y'all
that,
talked
and
about
the
that
other.
last week.
You know
You
what
like
I'm
you
saying?
like grow up.
Yeah, because you
Right.
you have to. But see, when you think about it, I see so many black men as a barber. I talk to so many
You
black
see everybody.
men about, and I know their life.
You see everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
I
a
know
safe
their
place.
life. Man,
That's a safe place.
and they tell me because they know I value their life more than to just talk about it with anybody.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They know that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's like, we need more people that actually care about your well-being, like you were saying earlier. Check your boy.
Check your boy.
When you see something wrong, holler at him like, hey, bro,
What's
hey. But holler at me.
Well, I can see.
Bring
I
it
can talk
in.
to you.
Yeah, bring it in. Bring it in.
But
Right.
on the other
You know?
side, people got to be able to accept that.
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh,
mentioned
yeah.
vulnerability,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm kind of a nerd. Like, I love me some Brene Brown, and she did a study. I love Brene Brown. She did a study about vulnerability.
Mhm.
And she just linked it to so much that the inability to be vulnerable, it impacts our relationships, our ability to get jobs,
Talk
our
about it.
confidence, and it impacts so much. Some
Mhm.
people have those people in their corner, like, hey, you know what's going on, but they can't even be vulnerable enough to be like, man, I'm struggling.
Yeah, because it's a weakness
Yes,
in
or-
most people's eyes.
Or yes, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no,
Mhm.
vulnerability takes courage. Getting help takes courage. Going to sit down with somebody and saying, hey man, I'm a mess right now. Let's talk about it.
Right.
Let's talk.
Right.
It takes courage, but I think
Come on.
the stigma behind mental health is so bad.
Mhm.
Everybody has mental health. Let me put that out there.
Right.
Right.
Let me break that down. That is just a state condition of like your emotional state.
Right.
Okay.
But when it comes to like mental illness and mental conditions, that's when you start getting diagnoses and stuff.
Right.
So I tell everybody, baby, you have mental health, so you need to take care of it.
Right.
Just as much as you like, oh, my physical body, I work out. You gotta take care of your
Mental
mental
side
health.
too.
Because
Right.
if you don't, that will break you down.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
it'll
right.
break,
Anxiety.
your physical ain't gonna matter.
Right.
Anxiety, all of that will
Yeah,
paralyze
'cause
you
it's
till
not
you
gonna
can't,
last.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't move.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
right. You're right.
Like, so if you don't attend to that, so that's why I tell people, like, you have it.
Mhm.
So you gotta take care of it
Right.
because your brain is hooked to it controls your body. So if you're
Right.
not taking care of it, if you're not seeing about it, there is no shame in living for your family. And I put it like that because sometimes we have to change our perspective on things to realize the value of it.
Gotcha.
Go in that a little bit deeper. When you
Perspective
say
changer?
when you say living for your family, what do you mean?
So
Break that.
I break it down.
Please
And
break.
I like rap. I like rap. Like,
Break it
I'm
in.
old school, Jeezy, T.I., all them. And I hear a lot of times, I don't know what you do for your respect, but I'm going to die for mine.
Mm-hmm.
All these sacrifices that we're willing to make, but we're not willing to live for our family. You're not willing to go get this checkup every year, every 6 months, to live for your
right.
family. You're not willing to go talk to somebody. Because if you love your family, you hear people say, oh, I love them to death. Love them to life and love yourself to life. Because if you love me and you're the leader of my household, I need you to take care of yourself so that you can be here for me and your children.
That's right.
We don't want the sacrificial to where we're not taking care of ourselves, we're neglecting ourselves.
Right.
What purpose does that serve?
Because you're serving the money.
Yeah, and see, and I think that's part of it. You hear about the grind.
Yes.
Come on.
And
Yes.
I'm on the grind.
Come on.
And really, for me, I had to stop and just look at the word.
Mm-hmm.
And when you realize that grind is like gears,
Yep.
you tearing yourself
To ashes.
right.
Grind.
And you know what I mean? You are literally tearing yourself
Come
up
on,
at the
come
end
on,
of it for
come on.
what?
For what?
For what?
Right.
Live for your family.
So my thing was, when I was going through it, I remember it distinctly because I was in high school, and at the time, I got pulled into a classroom one day by this lady at Burrell. Her name was Miss Kepley, and she just said to me, she said, "Well, you would pick amongst your peers as somebody that they could come and talk to if they were going through something."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. She said, well, with that being said, I want to offer you a spot on the natural helpers team for the high school.
Mm-hmm.
So now this ain't, like I say, this ain't about, class presidents and all that stuff they voted on. But this is some people that she was pulling to say, okay, if you had something going on, who can you talk to and ain't got to worry about?
Mm-hmm.
So we got assigned to that, and really, that helped me help myself.
Right.
Okay, so now it's like, okay, T, you got you into purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now that purpose starts to churn, and then coming out of school, I took mine to the kitchen. That was where I don't care how bad a day it is. If I'm in there cooking, it ain't no bad.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And that's how I really coped through
Right.
a lot of stuff.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to find your coping mechanism.
Yes.
Let it just not be anything that's gonna tear you down physically.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right to go out and have a drink with your boy. Just don't abuse it.
Right.
You
right.
get what I'm saying?
Don't call me every day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Well, you're going to the spot, but no.
It's
I'm
5
not.
o'clock all day. Like,
Right.
no water?
Listen. You don't have to necessarily take that blunt every hour.
Right.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, if you wanna,
Right,
and I ain't
right.
condoning which way or the other.
Not knocking,
Hey,
but
yeah,
right.
they ain't not knocking
But
anybody.
we gotta shine the light on it.
But if
Right,
that's
right,
what
right, right.
you relax it on, man, take your smoke, whatever, and you chill out. You get what I'm saying? But whatever you do not let that build. Because it's just like anything else that's under pressure.
Slippery slope.
It will blow, and it's sometimes you can't come back from it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it blew at the wrong time.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
And you have to learn that. But like I say, sometimes people just don't have those outlets. They don't know where to go. They don't. we have just gotten into that society where we are just
Right
we
now.
scrutinize so much and try to put labels on everybody.
Social media.
Yeah, you ain't got
Oh, yeah,
this. I got this.
Technology killed.
Yeah, Barry
Right.
White told us that.
Come on,
I'm gonna
Barry.
tell you, man. Barry White told us a long time ago, man.
Mm.
Technology's gonna kill us, man. And for the most part, you see so many.
Yeah.
We ain't even gonna say nothing about age because I ain't gonna say nothing about young people. I know cats my age
Right.
that's trying to keep up with cats they see on Instagram.
Right.
Right,
Dude,
and I'm
what?
like,
Right.
it ain't what it's supposed to be. POST, it ain't what
You're
it's supposed to be.
Right.
People will post, I'm in Hawaii, but they in the basement.
Right.
And you out here trying to keep up
Flowers.
with that.
Yeah. They buy the blinds. They got the
Yeah.
flowers right now.
Comparison is the thief of joy. So you over here trying to keep up with homeboy who's lying.
Right.
Feeling
And
bad
you
about your
stressing-
life.
Yeah, stressing yourself to death.
And and I think social media just on all fronts has just changed everything.
Mhm.
It's magnifying.
It's made
the
it
problem.
artificial too.
Yes.
It made everything artificial. Because you got to think about it. We were talking about this. Matter of fact, I think it might have been last time we were on. We were talking about how if you came up during our time,
Oh, yeah.
you had to be able to talk and communicate.
Oh,
Yes.
Or you were what we like to call assed out.
Yes.
Right.
That's pretty much what it was.
Right.
Like, you know, but now, see, this is the thing. We hide behind text messages
Yep.
and all this other stuff now because you can feel any type of way towards a person and type a nice message.
Yep.
I can hate you and type a nice message. So you'll never know how I feel, why I feel, or where I'm at.
Right.
It's
You know what I'm
changed
saying?
communication.
Because it allows them to hide.
Mhm.
And but see, this is the catch. See, you know what? I got to get this. I got to get this out. You had just said something about this, and there's a section here that says emergency department visits. Check this out, because this really blew me away. Black adults visit the emergency department for mental health related concerns at a rate nearly double the national average.
Mhm.
It says, now this is the kicker though, right here. When they do seek care, they are more likely to receive it from an emergency department than from a mental health specialist.
Yes.
Wow.
Because once you go to a specialist, you then connect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to the emergency room,
Here's a number.
you
Rolling
exactly
through, rolling
it's
through.
very generalized.
How many people y'all see tonight?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
It's very generalized,
Yeah,
and you're gonna get because really in your mind you can say what? Well, at least I went.
Yes.
I went to go see somebody.
Yeah.
I went check.
I talked to the
went
lady.
checked on it. Right.
No,
Right.
I talked to
nurse.
the lady.
Right.
But
Don't
she
know
was
nothing about
asking you was your knee hurting.
Right.
She wasn't asking you what. And I think that kind of goes to why we see it so much because
Mhm.
I've done some private therapy before. I typically work with the younger ones, but I have worked with some adults. And the stigma is real.
Yes, sir.
I had one, I was doing some virtual counseling online because the dude was like, I'm just here because my wife wanted me here. And I'm like,
Hey.
Wow.
yes, but
That's
I'm
Not
like,
that I'm coming to get any help.
like, but
real.
take care of yourself.
Right.
But I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it, but the stigma is so bad in our community. We are really big on how we're perceived,
Yeah.
Mhm.
how we are perceived.
Yeah.
Like I could be falling apart, but as long as my hair done and I'm cute and I can go turn up in the club, I'm okay. And I'm like, if your friend is partying 8 days out of 7, you might want
Right.
You might want to check.
you might want to check on them. I'm like, people hide behind smiles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People hide behind work. People hide behind titles.
Right.
People hide behind so many things. And I'm like,
Yeah.
when are we going to really do these check-ins? Like,
Right.
if you love your homeboy, if you love your friends, you love your family, check on them, but really hold them accountable.
Right.
But I also tell people and men, be vulnerable and allow people to do that for you.
Yeah.
Because it can be hard.
But it is.
It can be hard.
It is.
It's
And-
gonna be hard.
Yes.
And I'll be the first one to say it because I'm a Taurus to the heart. I'm stubborn. I will shut down. I go in the field by myself. I mean that was my coping mechanism. So I don't really. It took me a while to let people get close to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I say I hated people or you know what I mean or
Yeah.
just wanted to be. It's gonna go wrong if I let them near me. You know what I mean? That was always the thought process. And then like I say, it's just like what you just said, allowing somebody to be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it didn't shine on me as hard until I went down and when I got sick, and then there's people that normally got a text message from me, you know, just checking on them, and they like, man, I ain't heard from what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's people swinging by my house. You all right? You coming through, you know, to cut my hair. You know what I mean? It was all of that. So it kind of took me for a loop because I ain't used to that part.
Used to giving.
Right. So when it's coming from people outside of my roof, you know what I mean? It's like, hold on, this kind of different, but I had to take it. You know what I mean? So it was like, it was an eye opener, and it's like you say, you got to have some piece of vulnerability in you, or else it's going to be hard to maintain any kind of relationship.
Be open.
Be on the job, anything.
Yes.
Just be open to understanding. Like we were talking about before, how the mighty come together every time. Before we crunk up today, we was talking about this very thing. Like, if you don't, basically, okay, check this out. It's just like me saying, well, I got a brand new living room set. I know you just moved in your place. You want it? That's like you telling me, but I ain't got no room for it. Hell is you sitting at?
Right.
Where is you sitting?
I'm offering you the olive branch. You say that ain't got
That's
no
the pride. The pride.
But see, where did we get the pride? See, cause I gotta keep. I ain't really like that, but I'm like that. But you gotta understand, we have patterned ourselves by people other than blacks. That is what changed the black community. Okay. They destroyed our black leaders in our face, showed superiority over them, whether it was by weapons, whether it was by society, whether it was by news, whatever the case may have been. They ruined our leaders in our face, making them the standard. So now, the way that they talk to their wives, kids, don't give a damn, stab their brother in the back over some money. That's us now.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
changed now.
Because now I'm gonna give you one, and I need y'all to ride all the way down the street with me on this one, okay?
Let's go.
Hey, we in the car. We in the car. We in the car. Do you remember when you used to watch the news and say, "But I know ain't no black people did that"?
Really?
Huh? Come on now. Y'all got to ride with me now. Don't get out the car. It's still rolling.
It's still rolling.
It's still rolling.
I got you.
But it was a time when we just
the crime wasn't ours. The crime wasn't ours.
We would just look like, what the folks is crazy.
Nah, that wasn't it.
You know what I'm saying? We like,
but all of that turned around with the DC sniper.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I'm just being real.
Yeah.
When that was first going on, I was like, but I don't know. I mean, we can run fast, but I don't think we got that kind of accuracy.
You hear me?
You know what I'm saying?
How we picking them off from the highway, bro? What is that about?
But that's the thing I know. When they showed his face, like,
that was not a lot of people.
That's us, bro. We gone.
Yeah, we
gone. We gone.
But
the standard has changed.
And see, that goes into what you're saying about us having such pride in different things, because you have to remember we're being raised in a different culture than what we come from, with us being taken and brought here. So we're raised in a different culture. So now the mentality has to change. We're having to shift and become something that's not natural.
And then society is changing.
You see what I'm saying?
And then social media.
Quick.
And then everything that's going on.
And so now we're this way. You know? And we were talking about as far as how men work so much, man. Like, we think that because I can provide money wise, that I'm doing the best that I can for my family, but you're not.
Because you're not there.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
You're missing stuff.
Right.
You're missing
Right.
movement. Society. A lot of men feel like their worth is based on what they can produce.
Because that's what
That's what society has told.
That's what we've been taught. And even by our grandparents and our parents.
Yeah.
They showed us, they like, look, man, work,
It's
man. Work. I don't care if you have to work all day.
Yeah.
You know?
But that was the whole thing. That their thing was
and left the women to
working harder.
It was survival.
Yeah,
Still smart.
But we got to transition into working smarter. And I actually,
that's right.
I take this, and he might be mad at me on Monday, but I took this from a guy that I worked beside for 10, 12 years. Matter of fact, we still work together this day. You know, just doing separate jobs. And he was like, T, He's like, man, I'm gonna tell you something. He said, you in here, I see you. You know, you working 6. They want 7 days. You in here. He said, but man, it's all right to work to live. You know what I mean? but dude, you missing a lot. He said, when the weekend come, I'm gone.
Right.
And you know, he on the lake with his boy. You know what I mean? He with his family. They doing something, and I had to realize, okay, T, I got my daughter, my son growing up. He liked to fish. I knew what my daddy did for me. So no matter what was going on with my pops, Saturday morning come, we on fishing lake. And he drove a truck. So he didn't care if he had to get up early Friday, go all the way to Alabama and come back. Saturday morning we was on the lake. And it hit me like you say, you understand that how much your especially your kids look at you.
Right.
So now I'm turning that around to the point, you know, I got my finances in order, so I don't even need the overtime. You get what I'm saying? Now I can spend more time. I done went on more vacations and got more fishing time in the last probably 10 years than I ever had.
But it feels good, doesn't
But
it?
what?
It feels good. Those memories.
Not just the memories and not being concerned about that job.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's going to be there when I get back.
Yes.
And if they decide Monday they don't want me, I go out and find another hustle. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Whether I'm slinging hot fish sandwiches or somewhere.
Stop by the barber shop.
But I'm going to be in. One thing about it is I'm going to be at peace.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That's what matters.
And that's what matters most. But the drive was always work hard. Nobody was ever telling us to work smart. They said work hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, hard will play on your physical and definitely on your mental.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in a place, no matter whose job it is, when you see people who are less talented, less everything, and they pass you, but they want you to be in good spirits.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Give us that 110%.
Yes.
But you just gave a job to your homeboy because he kissed your ass.
Right.
That just ain't me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just had this discussion with my production manager. We ain't liked each other since he been on the job. We was in the other plant and we got into it. He went there a month. I said, man, I don't like you. I don't respect you. I said, you can walk in here every morning, say good morning to everybody in here, bypass me. You get what I'm saying? Bypass me. So me and him had a conversation probably about 2 months ago. And I asked him, I said, what is y'all really determination is about who go where and all this? And basically he broke down at the end of it was, the people need to be in me and your supervisor's good grace. I said, oh, you want somebody to kiss your ass? I said, nah, that ain't gonna happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've been 25 years in the same spot. I don't need to move up nowhere. Don't move on, make us out. You get what I'm saying? But you're not gonna play with my mental. I just go around you. My little circle at work, we have our fun and we go to hell home at 3:30. Right. That's it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And that's what it's gonna be until they decide they ain't gonna they're gonna get rid of me.
Right.
But don't put up the money before the memory. I guess that would be more on what I want to say. You know what I mean? Because they print this shit every day. It ain't got no value.
Because kids don't stay kids forever. And those memories and stuff is what you need.
Exactly.
And like, Turk, you knew my daddy, and I took a lot from him. Like, my daddy worked hard, but we were going to Carowinds every year. We were going somewhere every year. But he did those things, and, you know, that work ethic and stuff. But I think part of it, too, is what's been passed down to a lot of us. And a lot of us was passed down things from my families from trauma, survival.
Right.
So it's like as you become an adult and you start looking back, okay, those skills served them and me for a while, but now I'm at this age, like you said, grow up. Age doesn't mean maturity.
Right.
Let me look back over. I might need to change out some of these skills because I'm no longer in a survival mentality.
Right.
Let me take a break. It's important to have hobbies.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It's important to go fishing to take your mind off of those things and to kind of, that's how your brain stays active.
Right. Gotcha.
Right. If it's not moving, your brain is not active, then it's stagnant. It's not staying, you know. And I think for some people, forgive me for what I'm about to say. Some, you know, we have people who like to rap. You know, everybody want to rap. That's good as a hobby sometimes, but sometimes, you know what I mean? We gotta be honest. You know, it's good to have that
You went
hobby.
double plastic. It ain't.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. But if that's your hobby, hey, let's do it.
Go for it. I got your back.
But purpose is
That might not
greater than that. May not be. You may be the best electrician out there. You may be rapping as you fixing wires.
Right. Yeah, that may be your call.
That may be your call.
Or you may be more motivational speaker than you're a rapper.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you get in that purpose, that's gonna help your mental space as well.
Hey,
that's your safe place.
Yeah.
Between
Hey, that's
cooking
true, though.
and just giving back to people, that's really. I tell you what, I do my best work when I'm feeling my worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In a space like that, yes.
Right.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Even barbering does. I agree. I agree
Right.
completely because
Right.
it is my. I see it's my purpose because I almost quit. This has been probably a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years at the most. I was about to quit cutting hair, and I had a client. He broke it down to me. He said, "Josh, I understand, but ain't no way in hell I'm about to quit."
He gonna be
Hey,
you come at your front door.
Yes, sir. Hey, he said, "Well, if that's the case, open your chair at the house." He said, "Because I need you to understand something, man. I need my talks."
Mm-hmm. That safe place.
See, he told me something, and that let me know, because what I sought after when I first started cutting hair, I sought after to be a community. Because I wanted the barbershop to be that community barbershop. When I saw the movie Barbershop, I was like, damn, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So I wanted to get that in my shop. Because I was like, you know what? When someone, you know, has a job opening, I want them to come to me, and I can tell my brothers about it that need jobs. You know what I'm saying? That was my intent in a nutshell. That was what I really wanted to do, was to actually make the barbershop back the center of the community, and it started working, but some people brought the hustle in too far, and so it started to tarnish again. So
Your competition.
I mean, not even that. It's the fact of the ones that the Bible tell you what, know them that labor amongst you. So it's the folk that sit beside you every day, but they had different intentions than you.
Yeah.
See, you had thoughts of purpose, like we're talking about, but they had thoughts of money. And they begin to split after a while. They start separating, because the thing that I had to learn was, whenever purpose is presented in your life and you grab a hold to it, there will be a sacrifice that's coming with it that you've never faced before.
That's good.
And that right there is one of the things that brought me back to barbering, because I was going to quit, but I thought about it, I said, man, I sacrificed to be where I'm at. I put in work with these men. I was even having meetings with ex-basketball players and college students. They would come in and we would just sit and chop it up. They were young adults that could just come and say anything. Jay, what you think, baby? What I need to do right here? Because a lot of them were away from home. Daddy not around to give you that little word, because you might not be able to get in touch with them. Some of them didn't have the support. So, you know, they were out in a different city, going to school, different things, whatever the case may be. Some parents had passed on. So it was just a lot of different situations. And sometimes I think if we would just step back for a second, and because this really ties into what you guys are saying, if we step back and remove ourselves from the situation, if the situation still continues on as is, we wasn't doing a thing.
No impact.
No impact.
No impact.
But if you pull yourself from it and it does not exist anymore, or it doesn't flow like it needs to, that means, guess what? You're needed. You're necessary. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of us don't realize we're necessary. That's why we don't put the value that we need on ourselves.
And black men are needed. You're appreciated. You love. Y'all are needed.
It's that necessity, because sometimes we have to hear it. Because a lot of times we don't hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Most,
and part of it's our fault, but some of it's not. Some of it's just reinforcement.
But it's just,
we need that.
Man, it's just like you say. If you tell somebody thank you, they're most likely going to continue to do more.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You get what I'm
Right.
saying? It's not
Right.
it's not going to be routine for them.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But just show that appreciation. It ain't hard.
Right.
That's
Just
right.
saying thank you.
That's right.
And we done got to a society that won't even do that no more. There's so
It's
many people that that think they entitled to whatever you got going on. You
Boy,
know
that
what I'm
is
saying?
tiny,
Like,
boy.
well, you know, if she coming around here, she got to give me a good word. She got to sit down and tell
Got
me something. No, she got to. What?
Got to do nothing.
He will stay black and die.
Do you hear me?
but
Hey.
what the
Put it in
world?
order. Don't you worry about
How
it.
you people think, you know, they give it that
Yeah.
sense of entitlement, boy. I'm telling you, it's an ugly thing.
It
But
is.
where did it come from? That's what I'm saying. It's still the identity crisis.
It is.
As dark as we are, all the different shades that we have of black people, we still have an identity crisis. We don't understand. Black people, you're not white. So therefore, in this country, there are certain things that you just can't say and do. There are certain ways we have to move and maneuver that they don't. And those are just rules and facts. You can argue that till you pass out. I really don't care because I'm not going to be in the argument because it takes two to argue. One is just the person that's stuck on themselves. So you can have that moment. But understand one thing. We are where we are, so let's move from where we are. You know what I'm saying? Like we was talking about earlier. We was like, you can argue about that point, but let's get to the resolution. Let's get to the solution to all this.
Man, we done got hung up
You know what I'm
on so
saying?
much. When
We get hung up.
But the thing about it
That's
is,
why they keep throwing
what's
stuff out
sad,
there.
it's sad is every time we start talking about us, everything starts from slavery. Like we didn't have nothing going on before.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or anything.
Like they just went and got a bunch of poor people.
Right.
No.
So okay, we understand the dynamics. We understand what happened. We know this hand over fist. We know. Tell me from that point on, what's the solutions to get us out of the madness?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about pre-1865 no more.
Right.
Not one more. Don't come to me about the conversation.
Right.
I don't care. I done read it enough times.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
After 1865, don't come and talk to me about Juneteenth
Right.
over and over. Okay, I understand that. Let's move forward on something else. But please don't try to put all our history category between slavery. They do that between slavery
Civil rights.
and in the civil rights era. That's where we were. That's that couple that we in right there. Other than that, don't nobody talk about anything else. Why? Like and then on top of that, please learn your millionaires and your billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
That's non-sports related.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
The ones that aren't entertainers.
Right. You get what
It's a lot of business people.
That's
learn. We are so trapped in, if you ain't an entertainer or a ball player, nobody talks about anybody else.
But that's part of the identity crisis that you're
Right.
talking about.
Right.
That's this.
And the only two people that come up outside of them two is Oprah and
Oprah.
Tyler Perry.
Right. And they want to talk bad about both of them.
You get what I'm saying? So
Drag 'em.
Both of them about to get it.
Drive 'em.
Right. So-
Grab him by the back and
Drag
go drag him to the mud today.
And it's like, come on, man.
Drag
Please,
'em.
y'all killing us, man. Killing us. We much more than that.
And we are, and I think
That's
like
right.
you
Come
said about the identity.
Identity crisis.
So many of our young ones, like, so working in the middle school, when they get to 8th grade, I have to have meetings with them and their families called IGP meetings, individual graduation plan. We
Come
talk
on.
about your goals and things.
Mm-hmm.
So many. I'm gonna be a football player. Do you play football? No. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk. So,
Ladies and gentlemen.
if you come in my office and you want to be some type of entertainer, you gotta give me a backup plan because I said there's more to you than just that.
Right.
And I think so many kids I've learned, and so many people, if they're not successful in that sport or something, they have an identity crisis.
Right.
So I love Brandon Marshall. I'm pretty sure y'all probably know who he was.
Yeah.
I didn't really know him as an athlete.
He was good. He was an athlete.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah.
True.
He played professional, but he has a podcast called I Am Athlete. And you know he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I think that's when I first kind of realized he was having some issues at the time when I kind of figured out who he was. But I love it because they have real life conversation with athletes who may have not had the best moments, but it's like life after.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And there's another guy that I follow on social media. I think Trent Shelton. I think on social media.
Trent Shelton.
Yeah, he did. He talked about his battle after coming out of the league and what he went through and how he went. It's an identity crisis because again, so much of their identity is put on what they can produce, what they can show, that they just think they are a one-trick pony. I have no other purpose outside of this, and that's dangerous. And I think it goes to, we live in such a production mode society, and men are usually at the front of that of being producers, providing.
Right.
That if for something going on that you don't feel like you're providing enough, from whatever, it could come from your family, whomever, it plays on your mental.
Oh,
I believe in the 4 L's.
Oh, yeah.
If something is going on with your family, your friends, your faith, or your finances,
Come on.
that's where people have a lot of
4 L's.
4 L's.
T-shirts will be out September 1st. Put
Now, I
t-shirts.
learned that in college.
4 L's.
I don't want my professor coming
That's
after me.
Professor, holler at us. Holler at us
4
about
We
it.
need clearance.
You're right. Because I can't get them nothing but some student loans. Trying to get those forgiven.
But you right.
4 L's.
Yeah, those
If you
That's
feel
powerful,
off
though.
kilter, like you
That's
look
powerful.
at those, you can typically find out what's going
That's a
on.
strong acronym.
And
That's
it's
powerful. That's
it's
powerful.
simple, but it can help you figure out the root of what's going on. And I think sometimes people can't sit with themselves. I've learned that
Yeah.
I was the only child for 20 years.
Yeah.
Only child for 20
I'm
years.
the only child, so I understand.
So I'm used to being by myself.
Yes,
Right.
love it.
But love it. Like people,
Selfish son gun. I had to get right.
like I love being by myself. There's a lot
Like
of
you
people
say,
okay.
now you gotta understand her
I
point.
couldn't
Though.
shit.
Like she say, that was 20 plus years, and then her little brother.
Yeah.
See?
They just like that.
Mama came and gave me a gift.
Gave him a gift.
Gave me
Shut your mouth.
a gift.
And you better not tell him I did.
Gave me a gift 20 years later. I'm in
Right.
college being studious.
Right.
And here she comes. But I learned to value my own company. Sorry, Mama. I love you.
Hey.
That's the joke of the
I
family.
had nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with it.
20 years. But people can't sit by themselves. Have you ever noticed
Man.
people, I'm gonna say some guys and girls, they always gotta be with somebody.
Mhm.
They always gotta be around somebody.
Yeah.
They can't sit with themselves. Like, you gotta sit by yourself so you can
Man,
get
I
your
go to
own
the
thoughts.
movies, go to lunch, go to wherever I need to with myself.
That's because you know you've made the necessary changes.
Mm-hmm.
And when you know in your mind that you have not done your 100%, you haven't done your due diligence on yourself, you can't sit by yourself because your mind constantly reminds you.
Mm-hmm.
You might not want to deal with it, but your
You
mind will
gotta face
deal
it.
with it. Your mind will hit you like, dude, you know why you're sitting here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so it's like, I feel what you're saying. When people don't want to sit by themselves, it's because they don't want to make the necessary changes.
Don't want to
You know what I'm
face
saying?
it.
They don't.
You gotta face it.
They come content, and as long as they're getting by,
Right.
they'll leave it right there.
But once you come
You know
down
what I'm
off
saying?
of whatever high, once you finish whatever person you sleeping with or
Right.
whatever coping you're doing, that issue is still there.
Right. And hopefully they don't see the issue and tell you about it or ask you about it.
Right.
Because then you got to deal, but you
You
pissed
got
at them.
Yes.
So here come a fight, fallout.
And then people gotta
Yeah.
check who they're around.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
And I think sometimes with men and
Come
stuff, like, I know there's strength in numbers.
Right.
However, sometimes you need that alone time. And I know what I'm saying doesn't apply to everybody. But
it should.
Listen,
I
I mean, you talk about it.
Yeah, but it should.
Just know where you at now. Go and talk about that. Thing. You know what I'm saying? Feelings are outside the door.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it.
Like, you
man.
gotta
Real.
you gotta sit with your
You're supposed to
own
be free.
feelings before you be around other people's energy. Because be honest, we all got stuff going on.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
And if
Come
you
on.
ain't checked your feelings and
Come
you're
on.
not in tune with yourself, you can pick up your homeboys' views, perspectives, attitude, energy. Now you go home starting arguments over
Right.
nothing.
That's what I'm
Showing
saying.
out.
Like,
Yeah, you gonna think everything is a personal attack.
yes.
Right.
You get into a conversation with other folks and you ain't checked yourself.
Yes.
You're like, they was talking about me
Yes.
without talking about me. You get what I'm saying?
Everything going through that
Right.
color of those glasses of that trauma and stuff. And trauma is real. It's in our communities. And we gotta start facing things. We gotta learn forgiveness. Because a
True.
lot of people, I've seen so many statuses that make me sad, like, oh, I ain't forgiving about I'm holding these grudges, baby. You're harboring it in your body.
Right.
So that negativity in your body is going to manifest in an
It's
ache, a
gonna,
pain,
it's gonna,
or something.
it's gonna. That's when we talking about that pressure.
Yeah.
When it comes forward, it's gonna be so ugly that
You
you
can't-
can't come back from.
Think about a beach ball. Like you
Uh-huh.
take a beach ball and you try to press it down the water, it's gonna come back up, and it's
Right.
gonna come back up with that pressure. If you don't manage your emotions, they are going to rise and they're going to come back up, and you're not going to be able to control
Mhm.
it. It may be in traffic, it may be at work, it may be on one of your children, it may be with your spouse. But that's why being in tune with yourself and being able to say, something off, man.
Right.
How can you say that if you don't spend time with yourself?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like not picking at anybody or anything, but it's really because I care. We care as a society, and as like you said, as a community, I care.
Yeah.
Of course, I want to see my fellow black man, woman, everybody doing well. But part of it is we got to face our mess.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We got to call it like we
Gotta
see
cut
it.
out, and that's the
Yeah.
hardest part. That's the part that we just
Tell
won't
truth and
do.
love. Yes, and we got to tell truth and love.
Yeah.
That's it. And
And see, this is the thing too with the forgiveness thing. This is where we're tearing it up. I'm gonna help somebody today.
Okay, then.
Whenever, say for instance, I'm at your house and I tear up something, showed my butt. I done got too drunk. I done showed out. But I done fell and I done messed around, broke your little table, something, or did something silly, something sideways, and you like, man, that's. Nah, I gotta hear him out. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead and leave, but go ahead. And y'all fall out. My job is to fix what I broke in your life. That is why we can't have forgiveness properly.
Mm-hmm.
See, because people want to come with lip service,
Mhm.
saying, "Oh, forgive me." No, because you're still the same person. What you need to do when you approach that person is, how can I make it right?
Accountability.
And
You
then
know what I'm
on top of that,
I messed up.
What do
Yeah.
I
Take
need
that
to do
responsibility.
for
Right.
you to let you know that I actually am sorry?
and on top of
And
that,
how can I fix this?
you know, it's more
You know
like
what
I
I'm
said,
saying?
it's more than lip service. You gotta have
Yeah.
change behavior.
Yeah.
If the behavior don't change, there's nothing for me to forgive. You gonna keep on doing the same silly shit.
It just becomes
You get what I'm
that's
saying?
who you are.
That's who you are. And that look,
Yeah.
and just I'm gonna take you as you are. But for those same reasons, I don't need to be around you.
Right,
You
right,
understand
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
It
right.
ain't no hate or none of that. I just know we ain't gonna make it. You get what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna keep on endorsing your
Crazy.
silliness.
But that's the accountability. But a lot of people don't want it.
No,
They don't want it.
they don't want
I'm
it.
not gonna take that responsibility.
Come on.
Exactly.
You mad at me? You just tripping.
Nah, I ain't
Like,
just
call
tripping.
for it.
Now, listen, if you know that you can't handle your drinking,
Come on.
and everybody you go out drinking and everybody got to tell you the next day what you done.
Yeah.
Change not drinking.
Yeah, time.
But
You get what I'm
people
saying? But
don't want to hear that.
They don't exactly. I don't wanna. I want you to forgive me for what I done, but I can't change my behavior. Yeah, you can. You don't
Right,
want
It's a
to.
choice.
yeah,
It's a choice. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't want to.
Right.
Intention versus impact. That's something too that I want people to understand.
Mhm.
You
Come
can
on.
intend to do whatever you want.
Come on.
Like I can intend to come on here and say nice things or however, impart some information. The impact is different.
Right.
I
Right.
can't control the impact.
Right. Right.
I can't control how you may feel. And sometimes we have to listen, I'm sorry. That's not what I intend to do, but I understand your feelings. I apologize. How
Right.
can I fix it?
Right.
People are allergic to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
no one wants to be wrong.
But that's the reason why
but
you can't go
growth-
nowhere.
but growth-
you can't go
I'm just
nowhere.
saying.
Growth comes
But-
from mistakes, yeah. But
Exactly.
growth comes from, it's all about changing your perspective. If we change how we view things, I think we can get, because yes, we're all going to make mistakes. We're all human.
Right.
But we have to understand that we learn from our mistakes.
Mm.
Some of the
Exactly.
greatest creations are created from mistakes.
From mistakes.
You haven't found a recipe in the
Right.
kitchen. Like, well, I
Right.
didn't mean to put it in that tastes good.
But they're good. Right.
But so I think it's like how we change things. But if you don't grow up in these environments that teach you that,
Mhm.
how to manage your emotions, hey, the mistakes are not bad, or those
Right.
different things, you have different pressures. You don't have that space to.
Right. You don't have that. You don't have that margin of error.
Right.
You know what I
You
mean?
don't
You
have
just
it.
don't
You
have
get that
it.
grace.
Everything is, man. If
Right.
I don't do this just like they said, I'm gonna get beating, or the words sometimes is more harsh than the
Yes.
beating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then and especially with smaller kids, it's hard for them to recover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why even when I talk to kids on the football field, I'm not there every day like the coaches. So I don't see every single little thing.
Mm-hmm.
But even I've seen the changes in my coaches where they will pull them to the side to say, hey, we messed up there, but I need you here now.
That's monumental.
Not saying I'm gonna harp and I gotta call you names, because I done seen coaches do it from high school level
Yes,
to
sir.
college and dog a kid
Yes,
out.
sir. Punish you.
Then what?
Got
and
you feeling
then
bad.
then you want him to bounce back.
And
Right.
respect you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, that ain't how it works.
Yes.
Well, but see, the
You know-
respect comes from the position.
But
Talked about that earlier.
back in one of the things that,
It's
That's
just
true.
that I always thought was my dad had an old slave book, and I wish I could find it, but it talks about trauma, and then you gotta understand, you come out the plantation when there was only one or two things: you was gonna get whooped or you was gonna get killed.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
So you transfer that to the slave. The slave takes that as a way to keep their kids in line.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? To the point you're whooping them and you don't even know why.
That anger, unchecked
Right.
emotions. Yep.
So now you got a kid that just want to know why.
Mm-hmm.
What did I do? You know, and you I ain't got to explain that to you.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That- so what is that doing
But
to the
that hurt
child?
is the
Yeah,
example.
you just whoop them and they like,
I'm gonna take you back.
I don't know why. You know why that happened.
Bill Cosby, notorious for having a family meeting, notorious for sitting you down and talking to you so long that you apologize to him for what you did. Because he literally tells you, this is why you're in trouble, this is what it's gonna do. Guess what happened? And my oldest stepson, he laughs about it now, but we were getting ready to go bowling one night. And they did some foolishness. I said, oh, meeting in the living room. I done called everybody to the living room. We done sat. Guess what? Now, I have sat there and talked to them about what they did past the time the bowling alley was open. The bowling alley has now closed.
Right.
But everybody was in the room to understand why we're sitting here instead of being there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Even now, with the grands, come here. Sit down. This is why you're here. This is why we're having this conversation. See, when you stop this, you'll stop hearing this. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm notorious for doing that because for the simple fact, I know a whooping is pop, 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 go on about your business. So whatever you did, it's like, okay, it wasn't too bad. You see me a couple times, and I'm gone.
Right.
But when they have to sit down and face
And think about it,
themselves,
yep.
come
It's
on,
Stu
somebody.
in it.
Ooh,
That-
church.
Boy.
That right there changes
That
everything.
event done went on by.
Yeah.
You
But I
could have
feel
been
like
out there.
that's what's
But you ain't.
missing.
But you ain't
Yeah.
That's what's missing.
Ooh, and I do it all the time.
It's missing.
Promise you that. Because people get mad. They see my family get mad at me to talk. You know what I'm saying? They get mad about that thing. They be hot, but they be on fire. Like this.
Oh, daddy for the comfort of election,
He
boy.
ain't go with that again. Damn it, I can't say nothing to him though. You say it. Want to talk so much trash to him. I know they do because I can look at their expressions. They're really upset about it. But see, they don't understand. This is the thing. If I don't aggravate you with your ways, this world will destroy you with
Thank
them.
you. Correction.
Yeah.
Because you love
See what I'm
them.
talking about?
Yes.
I gotta aggravate you with yourself. This is who you are to me.
Yes.
Right.
So now, if you don't like what this is, fix it.
Right.
But that will require you fixing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what? While we talking about this, I so appreciate you coming. Check this out. I told someone today, because we've been talking about this, and even me and my wife been talking about this, because I've been telling her, because she's way too nice. I've been telling her, nice people, you get punished out here, because this is a lot of snakes out here, things going wrong. I told them the word no is the best word in the English language because the word no creates necessary boundaries.
Oh, I'm glad you talked about that.
Pray for folks.
Oh, I'm glad.
Necessary boundaries.
Boundaries are necessary.
For saying no. I'm gonna make T-shirts because see, Professor didn't come up with that one. That one mine.
That's yours. Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna put a T-shirt out with that because see, no is it should really be a word that you have to maintain sanity. Because everyone's gonna always throw some. They know you do. They know you're not gonna say no. That hey, you know what? I can go ask them because they're not gonna say no. I can go ask them. They're not gonna say no. Hey, tell them to do it. Hey, ask them to do it. And before you know it, you're either so tired that you can't do anything else that you need to do, or you know what I'm saying. You're not focused enough. Your career's falling. Your money may be falling. Finances may be getting shaky. Different things will start to happen. And then after that, your health begins to fall. Because now you've given all of it away and you have nothing for you. So it's like, I've been really talking to people that I come in contact with lately and letting them know that no is a positive word. Because this language that we do have is garbage in a lot of ways with its definitions.
But they did the thing with no.
You feel me?
They did
But
the
no,
thing with no.
2 letters. You know what I'm saying? The word no will save your life.
Yes.
Because see, guess what? I watched them run them to death. Do you know how many times have you heard my phone buzz or ring or something? It doesn't happen like that. You know why? Because they know before they come to me, they gotta have their shit together.
Yeah.
Bottom line, they're not gonna bring everything, all the little trash and garbage to me. No, because I don't entertain it.
Yeah.
No,
But they know that.
Yeah, that's
They
exactly
know that.
right. Because I
They
set the
know it.
standard.
Yes.
I set the standard. I don't care if you like it or not. I set the standard. Don't matter if you're mad about it or not. It doesn't matter. None of that matters to me. I'm not an emotionally driven person. So I'm not one that's out here to please people. Oh, well, man, they might not like me if I say that. Well, sorry to hear that. Right. This is the thing. If it's facts is coming out. If it's something I've lived through, I got to tell you about it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. As content people like we are, you on a professional job, us in the podcast, then us out here amongst the people, feeding the people, talking to the people, mental health on, you know what I'm saying, helping people, mentoring people, whatever we're doing, we have a responsibility to be real with them.
Yeah.
I can't look at you and you got stripes on you and tell you they polka dots. I can't do that to you. You know what I'm saying? I have to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I would expect you to say, well, you know, you ain't been to something lately though, boy. Well, you all right? Because the main thing about the word no, this is why I love it, and this is all I have on it. But my little no segment. But the only thing I want to say is this: no allows you to also get rid of the stuff that people dump on you daily.
Oh yeah.
See, the word no gives you that space to get rid of those things that may, in other case, drag you down,
right.
Bog you down, keep you in a certain place mentally to where you like.
Right.
Boy, one more person called me
Can we even say something?
Stupid news today. I'm gonna lose it. But see, when you have not now, let me clear it up because some people are like, he's a mean ass. No, it's not that. I don't say no to help. See, I'm not saying no, I won't help you. I'm saying no, I won't accept your bullshit. You gonna be helping yourself as I help. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm saying no to me carrying you when you got legs.
Right.
I'm saying no to me moving things when you have arms.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
you know what I mean?
And then that no also helps you separate the fake from the real.
Come on now. Come on.
It's just like if I come to you and I'm like, man, look at here. I need to hold $100. Right? Knowing you run your own business, you got a house, you got kids and grand, you got responsibilities. If you tell me no, I should be the same way.
Yes.
Coming back to you. You get what I'm saying? It's not going to create a man, fuck that dude. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's that, but that's what happens. So
Right.
you can separate a lot of people from you.
Yeah.
With the
Because if they
word
don't
no.
respect
the
your
word no.
boundaries,
That-
because see, I taught a lesson on boundaries. Boundaries keep it healthy.
Come
Keeps
on.
relationships
man.
healthy.
What?
That's right.
So I had to teach that to my 8th graders.
That's right.
Like we had to teach a lesson, and that's how I broke it down to them. And I was like, if there's somebody in your corner who cannot respect your boundaries, you may need to reevaluate that relationship.
Shit.
Because if I say, hey,
That's right.
if I do that for you, that's gonna put me in a bad place.
That's right.
That doesn't align with my values
Right.
and the things that I have going on. Like you said, you should be the same way when you leave. But if you like, then like
Yeah.
you said,
It's
you may not be my friend.
right. You maybe time for
Right.
us to separate.
I need to recategorize this.
Where
You are an
at?
associate.
Shit, yeah, you've been downgraded.
Like you said on
Right.
Facebook, you don't need to be friends.
Right.
It needs to be something else, but that's something else that keeps it safe and mental wise.
That's right.
Because if I have this boundary to where you can't call or email me after 5 o'clock with work, that's keeping my sanity.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
so
That's
that
right.
I can unplug and I can come back.
That's right.
Right.
That's
But
right.
along with boundaries and stuff too, I think we have to look at gratitude
Come on with it.
for mental health.
Ooh.
People don't look at that because
Come on
sometimes,
with it.
especially with social media, we go down the rabbit hole of what I don't have and da 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 da. But if we change our attitude, you change your mind, you change your life.
That's right.
So you change the way you're thinking, and you start looking at things like, man, I got life.
Come on.
Yeah.
I got
Come
a
on.
job. I might not like it every day. I have a car. It may not be the newest and greatest.
But it gets you where you
Right.
Right.
I have an apartment. I don't have a house. But if we start changing the way we look at things and shift things, it is proven scientifically that gratitude, it decreases anxiety,
Right.
blood pressure, and all those things that kind of go along with it. But it's something that I think we take for granted. It's something simple. It's free. You can get up out your bed every morning. I'm like, thank you, God.
Yeah.
And I have to start coming down with some things because there's some days you wake up, you already know like this ain't the
Boy,
day.
that's it.
But gratitude can change your attitude,
Right.
which can, as they say, can change your altitude.
Right.
Right.
Because
right.
when you practice what you're grateful for, it helps change your mind and you can just see things from a different way. And it does help your mental health. I can't tell you how many times I click on Facebook. I took it off my phone. Like, I took the icon off because it was so heavy every single day. And it's like some of the same people. And I'm like, where's your tribe? It hurts my feelings when I see people like, I ain't got nobody to talk to. Baby, reevaluate your friends.
Yeah.
We're 35 going on 36 this year. If you ain't got one person in your corner,
That you can
That
talk
you can
to,
talk-
to.
you might need to reevaluate and really spend some time with yourself so that you can attract like-minded people to build that group around you that's going to hold you accountable, that's going to help you
But
take care of yourself.
yeah, and I think that's you spot on that, especially with that
Yeah.
accountability, because some people just this is the one thing they just will not face.
Mm-mm.
They don't want to be called out.
It's
for
everybody
nothing. They
else's
don't want
fault.
nobody calling them.
It's the world.
It's the world's fault.
But you're the common denominator.
Right.
They
Everywhere you
taught
go.
us- They taught us that in
Inbound.
math class.
Listen,
The common denominator is the answer to the problem.
Right.
if you having problems at work, home, the streets, don't nobody in your neighborhood like you,
Can't find no
can't find
relationship.
no relationship.
Come on.
Every girl crazy psycho, baby. You are the
You-
only
you-
one in all these places.
Right.
You might want to look at it. Go really sit down and talk to the lady. Not at the ER. Really go talk
Right.
to her.
Right.
And then there's
Right.
nothing wrong with it.
No.
Because like a lot of us face grief. Grief is not just losing someone.
Right.
It could be losing a job. It could be the loss of anything really.
Yeah.
It could just
Yeah.
be so many things.
Something that had a place in your life.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's significance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
learning how to manage those things
Mhm.
and deal with those things. When I lost my dad 8 years ago, as a trained professional, I went to a therapist because it was that heavy on me.
Right.
Like I didn't know what to do. But my faith, because my church right down here. So my faith is like something that's really big for me. So I tell people, find what you're grounded in.
Yeah.
Because as it said, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. You have to be grounded. And I think that's why people are in the streets and stuff. They want to belong. If you want to belong, black men, go out here and volunteer coach.
Yeah.
Go out here and there are a million different things that you can belong to.
Yeah, go to the brotherhood, man. Go to the Boys and Girls Centers, man. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because all of them need volunteers.
They do. And
You know.
black men, hear me roar.
Shout
you
out
are
to Rico
loved.
Booker, man. Y'all doing y'all thing, man. Y'all keep going, man. They working with the Fatherhood Coalition. Yeah.
Yes.
Man, y'all keep doing your thing, man. Shout out to y'all, man. We appreciate y'all.
Because black
For what
fathers,
y'all do.
we love
Yeah.
y'all. Black men
Appreciate y'all,
and
yeah.
men, y'all are loved. You're appreciated. You're needed. And we can't get over that. You are way more valuable to us, healthy and alive, than anything else. I don't care if it's a father who doesn't have millions of dollars. You can go get that kid, take him to a park. That baby gonna be happy.
Right.
Skipping.
Right.
I'm with my daddy.
Right.
I promise you that. I've seen that.
I've seen that.
You can watch a movie on TV.
I got been through that.
Yeah, I don't witness that.
Yeah.
But that
With my
impact,
own.
that impact of
Yeah.
you being there, that's
Yeah.
why I said men are valued so much more. That's why we need you healthy. We need you
That's
paying
right.
attention
That's
to your
right.
body. We
That's
need you
right.
going to the doctor. We need you speaking on what's bothering you.
Talk to the black women in their lives, because a lot of times society's pressures don't just hurt us,
Mm-hmm.
but they hit the women to put that pressure upon us.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, a lot of situations, they're not prepared or able to withstand or hold the pressure that's coming to them.
To them.
So the next best thing is to what? Dump that thing over to the man. So it's like some of the times it's not even pressures. Sometimes it's how they were raised.
Mm-hmm.
What I really would love to say, and you touched in on it some, is really honestly appreciate, like they say, take the meat off and throw away the bones. Basically, take what you needed from your upbringing, but not everything, because you don't need everything. You needed the basics that they gave you. Take those basics and apply them to your today living, because a lot of the things that we keep are foolishness, and they tear down our relationships. That's why a lot of people never have successful relationships. Why? Because you still act like your mama and them and your aunt and them. You still do. And as long as you do, you still gonna treat men the same way that you're doing, and no one's gonna take that. No one's gonna be there for that. So it's like, it's more so that instead of just dropping everything on the black man, understand some of the variables that he can't control. Because we cannot control how a woman was raised. But we can ask for accountability as an adult, for you to check yourself and know what you got wrong, and know what you have correct, and basically move forward and help your spouse or help your friend or your significant other, whatever the case may be. If you're going to be in somebody's, this is all I'm saying, if you're going to be in someone's life, add life. It's really, really, really that simple. If you're going to be in someone's life, add life.
Speaking to them.
Don't add foolishness to a situation that's already got it. We have enough foolishness going out here in this world. You know what I'm saying? We don't need yours. So what I really need for us to do as a people is two words really, and it's to grow up, because it leads to unity. But until we grow up as a people, we will never have the unity we need.
Accountability is
You know what I'm
so
saying?
big.
And that's
It
all
is.
in maturity.
Yes, it is.
You gotta mature in order to even understand or appreciate what accountability is.
Yes,
Right.
and to be
You know
able
what
to
I'm
accept
saying?
and know that it's not a bad
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
Growth is uncomfortable
Yeah.
on both ends. So facing
Yeah.
my stuff as a woman and your stuff as a man,
Right.
but pretending like we don't need each other,
That's the
Crazy.
part.
it's
It's
adding
crazy.
to the
That's the
foolishness,
craziness.
and it's stressing
Right.
everybody
Right.
out.
Right.
Right.
That's the crazy.
And it's like, what are we doing
And
here?
like I say, and it just own that. You know, when you, like you say, you see the post and all this, it's crazy how we just go at each other like we don't matter to each other. Like
value.
Yeah,
Right.
like,
That's
like,
the value.
value.
That's the
you know,
value
it's like,
thing.
are you
Exactly.
serious?
Yeah.
But see, this is who has value. The police department has value. Tell you how. Tell me why you have a domestic violence force. Why is there a group of people
I didn't know that.
who are here for when you fall out with each other? If we're not causing the fallout, why are we waiting on you to fall? We have to wake up and see these things are running in a freaking circle. And they're waiting at the end collecting. Because guess what? It's a felony. So that disqualifies you from protecting your home, holding guns. That tears you down from your job situations and degrees, different things that you would need to get to that next level. Also, it can hurt you in owning businesses. You have to see what it's doing.
Yes.
See, when those things are in place, they're in place for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have domestic violence as a felony because, oh, well, all of a sudden people are really getting hurt. Nah, they was killing each other 100 years ago with the same thing. All right? So now it's made as a money-making thing, but not just money. It is also a community destroyer.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because what do they say? You call us out, somebody got to go.
Somebody got now. Isn't it both people go?
I don't know.
Somebody said,
I'm not sure.
I've heard before. Somebody said both
I'm
people
not
go
sure.
now.
I know somebody
That's
got to pay us for coming at you.
that's wild.
See, so we have to. That's what I'm saying. It's so much stuff that we have to look at to live normal lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have a disagreement or a fallout with a person who doesn't share the fact that, okay, we just disagreed. Let's you go in there, I'm gonna go in here. You know what I'm saying? Because me and my wife do that. We disagree with something, and we might not talk 30 minutes, 20 minutes. But guess what? We ain't ate shit. So what we eating for dinner?
Yeah, that's the icebreaker.
That's the icebreaker. What we eating for dinner?
You hungry?
You cook? You gonna cook? Oh, I need to go get some. What we doing? What we
That's
doing? You know what I'm
emotional
saying?
maturity and emotional regulation.
Yeah, you have to be able to control yourself because, like I say, the consequences now are so much heavier than what they used to be.
Yes.
Because what used to be just in your home is now everywhere.
Mm-hmm. People going live.
Yeah, because folk will videotape it hot.
They argue y'all look.
Look.
Send it to their
You
boss.
see where he cussed out? Well, look, you done threw on the car, look. So, you know what I'm saying? So you got all that.
But you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think bottom line is
We got to see what
we
they're doing, man.
we just really had to put the value back on each other.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Taking care of each other.
And learning the when you say the word value, it has nothing to do with anything monetary.
Right.
Just the value that you're here. I see everything that you're doing well. I appreciate what you're doing, and make that the centerpiece for why y'all are involved. I think once you do that, ain't nothing else gonna matter.
You said it.
You
It's
get
the
what I'm
value
saying?
of the voice.
Right, but
Yeah,
if it's anything other than that,
yeah,
man, it's gonna be a hard time.
yeah. That's
It's
true.
gonna
But
be
some
hard
people
times.
don't come from the environments from being children to being valued. Then here you are with this other person coming, this colliding.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, we gotta check ourselves all the way around, everybody,
Yeah.
but especially our men, because this world can't go on without y'all.
Right.
Just as it can't go on without us females.
Right.
We need each other.
Yeah.
So it's like it's alarming to know that the men's suicide rate is bonkers. I had it pulled up and it was just talking about it. Men are way more likely to die
I
by
got it right here.
suicide just because of, I think, societal.
What age group
norms.
you want? You want adolescents? You
they
want
did,
older?
They did 25 to 64 is one. They clumped it together. I think that's why the number was so
So
large.
high.
I was like, goodness, but it's sad and it's trickling down and it's impacting our families. It's impacting everything, and it's like once we realize what the issue is and we face it, time out for being, oh, I'm a ride or die, no, right or wrong. Okay, listen, correction is a form of love. Accountability is a form of love. Telling your people to take care of themselves and let's shape up is a form of love. If you really are a ride or die, tell your people the truth.
Right.
Watch out for them.
Oh.
Let them know, hey, I'm concerned about you. Like you said, you ain't been yourself in a while.
Right.
I'm concerned. What's going on? Let's talk about it. If you don't want to talk to me, let me
Talk
tell you
to
how
somebody.
to. Let me show you how to look up on your insurance, the EAP, Employee Assistance
The
Program.
program.
Let me show you how to get these free 6 counseling sessions.
Right.
Let me
Right.
show you how to talk to your doctor and make that appointment in your my chart. Help them take care of themselves and give them those tools and resources.
Yep.
Right.
Because that's love, and that's where the value, I think, that's how you show that
Yeah,
you value
you value
somebody. I value you so much that I want you to be around in your best condition.
Right.
So let me help you by doing this. But the numbers are staggering, it's heartbreaking, and black men are a double minority when it comes to mental health.
All right. That's right.
Like, not able to have access, don't know how to get access. It's
and then shamed for
yes.
taking
Oh,
action.
you would talk that person like that doesn't mean I would rather somebody pick on me for going to get what I need to keep me healthy than to rock with me, knowing I messed up.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but then too, you have to look at something. And this is real. This is all I have, really. I promise. This is all I have. But family is determined by mindset. You can be related to a lot of people. You can be in relationship with a lot of people, but I don't care how long I've known you. If we don't meet here, we are not family. We have to meet here. The heart of man is the mind. We're still thinking with the heart in our chest, and it's killing us. It's leading us all in the wrong directions. Okay? What we have to understand is there are a lot of things that we love that are bad for us.
Amen.
A lot of people. Well, it's a lot of people we love. I'll be the first one. I used way back in the day, man, used to have man, this girl, she used to drive me absolutely crazy. She was so bad for me.
But
I'm
you
talking about so
loved
bad
it.
for me. But couldn't.
I
I had to smell her. I had to smell her. Once a day I got to smell you. Once a day. Is you there? You know what I'm saying? But it was the worst thing for me. So it's like, as I got older and I really grew and understood something, see, it's like when you hear the script say, because I always go back to the scripture because that's our stuff, that's our book. But he always told us, he said, when our mother and our father forsake you, I'll take you up. He's like, don't worry about it. He's like, understand that your family gonna fall apart when you start getting to the truth of yourself and things in life. Once you start growing up, yes, it's gonna fall apart. It's just designed that way because everyone's not gonna want to change. Some people are gonna want to stay in their ways. Guess what? I'm not arguing with you. That's who you are. Bless your heart, stay where you are. I have something to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But see, we have to take charge of our own lives, which brings me to the word no. To have that boundary to say, you know what, it's okay if you're on the other side of the fence.
Right.
I'm fine with it.
Right.
Everything's cool over here. You can stay there, it's good. I'm not mad at you. You feel me? Like for being who you are. Guess what? Live life to the fullest that you see it. I just see it different. And so I'm going to find someone that connects with the mentality that I have, which won't be hard because all I got to do is stay in the areas of positivity that I'm moving in. And guess what? I'm going to, the people, they're going to already be there. They're always going to be there. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, me and this cat might not see each other for a long, before we were doing the podcast, we might not see each other for a long time before the barbershop was just really like that. Man, you might see him and be like, what's up? What's happening? And it was just as if we had seen each other last week, but it might have been a year, might have been whatever, however long. Right. But see, that's because your mentality stayed the same. My mentality stayed the same, and they still matched.
They aligned. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when you run across people that you clash with, you gotta understand if you've already checked yourself, it may be them. So some of the things that we really, really want in our life, and we think they're gonna make us whole and complete, are some of the worst things possibly, you know what I'm saying, we could have in our life. So that was really what I wanted to share, is like, stop forcing things that don't belong in your life. People, situations, mentalities. If it's not you, it's not you. You know what I'm saying? You can only front for so long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to take a mask off to sleep. I'm just saying. It's you know.
Well, I got a CPAP. I got to put my mask on.
Hey. But it make noise. Though. I know where you at. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? But that's one of the toughest things, man. It's just for you to understand everyone is not meant to be in my life. I know a lot of people. Like me and him talk about this all the time. We know a whole lot of people, but we don't hang with a whole lot of people. Because why?
Yeah, what a handful.
It's not meant for you to be in my life just because I know who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not conducive to the plan.
Yeah.
Right.
Your
purpose may be completely different.
Totally different.
Than mine.
Yeah.
You pedaling one way in the boat, I'm going the other way. We're not going to get far. But one thing you said that I want to think about when you're talking about the heart, the Bible talks about no good thing flows from the heart. So it's like knowing that.
Just saying, we gotta stay in the
Just
script.
knowing
We
that.
gotta stay in the
We
script.
have to, because
We keep running from it.
it gives us the instructions. But I
Yeah.
think, like you said, checking your heart. But the only way you can check your heart is knowing who you are and being honest with yourself.
That's
if
right.
you can't be honest with
Come on
yourself,
now. Come on.
we have a problem.
Bring us in.
We
Bring
have
us in.
no business communicating with anybody
else.
Bring us in. That's
Like,
right.
you need to, and that's one of the things I think with like mental health is like being honest with yourself, being
Right.
truthful with
Right.
yourself.
Right.
Because if you're not going to face the problem, how can you fix it?
That's right.
Doctors can't heal what they haven't diagnosed.
Right. Right.
And that's the same thing with mental health. And I think that it's so imperative, it's so important, to know who you truly are, know what you stand for, set those boundaries, take care of yourself. There's nothing more valuable out here over your life.
Right.
And I need men to understand that you can produce as much as you want, but I guarantee you, your family is going to want you rather than what you produce.
Right.
I miss my daddy something serious.
Right. Right.
Something serious.
Mine too.
Yeah, me too.
And that thing love to work.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, at any point of the day, I can't tell you how many trucks he made deliveries for, but I can tell you when he took me to Carowinds. I can tell you about the cookout. I can tell you about the times we spent together.
Yeah.
And that's what I want people, especially black men, to realize. You are greater than whatever you produce, the money, the cars, and
Right.
stuff. But part of that is taking care of yourself and living for yourself and your family. Don't love me to where you want to kill yourself. Oh, I'm going to just work. No, love me to where you're going to take care of yourself and you're going to be here for our family. And part of that is being honest with yourself about your mental health. Surrounding yourself with like-minded people. So it's just one of those. So I think that's very, very important. Practicing gratitude, knows boundaries. You don't get them boundaries. You need those boundaries because that keeps your sanity, like
That's
you said.
right.
It keeps
That's
it
right.
healthy.
That's right.
And part of it is just mainly taking care of yourself. And if you don't know about your insurance benefits, call somebody, call your HR, look on the back of the card, but look up the EAP, look up the different therapists. Therapists, we live by a code of confidentiality. We can't go out and be like, guess who was in my office today? It's not about that.
Right.
The part of it is coming alongside you to really walk you through whatever you're going through, giving you the necessary tools. Therapists don't make the decisions for you, but reducing that stigma, I think, can help move us further as a population too. And just not being afraid of it, because if not, it's going to impact your body and take you down.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I appreciate
Honestly, we want to thank you for taking time out for real today.
I'm glad we finally got it together.
Yeah, because this was
We
well
need-
worth the wait.
Yeah.
Well worth the wait.
Well worth the
Yeah.
wait.
I like talking about mental health now.
Great information. This won't be the last time.
Nope.
It won't be the last time. Next time, we would love to go into the families' mental health.
Yes.
We want to dig into the women and the children as well. You know, we started with the head today, but we're gonna go to the body next time. So, yeah, y'all really tune in for that, because this young lady's right here is doing awesome things out here amongst the people, man, at the schools, and then outside the schools. Just a great person to know. If you have any type of questions or you're at a spot where your mental health is shaky, leave a message. Leave a message
on the YouTube
Yeah.
or guys through Facebook or whatever on the Facebook page.
Don't forget your contact information.
Yeah.
But if you need it secure, you don't feel comfortable with leaving your contact information on there, our numbers are on there as well.
Yeah, you can text us.
Text that information and we'll get it to her and she can get you to who you need.
Yes.
You know.
And 988 is the national crisis hotline number, so that's a good resource to have.
Say that
too.
one more time.
988.
988.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
Yeah,
number.
that's
It's
that.
a hotline.
That's all right, because I didn't know that.
But thank
Crisis hotline. That's awesome.
Thank you all for the invite. I appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem.
Yes, sir.
You want to close it
Your
out, big
family,
dog?
your family's awesome, man. I appreciate you, man. You got some awesome folks in your family. Now. I
Oh,
tell you that.
hey man,
Hey.
listen. I've been blessed
I promise.
with great people in my
Yes,
family.
sir. Yes, sir.
I can't
Yes,
bring
sir.
them all home, but
Everybody.
everybody ain't suited. Everybody ain't suited for sitting at that table. Now,
Yeah,
I love them, but boy,
You gonna get the views.
yeah,
Now what?
you gonna go viral.
Now what you go viral for?
You're
Right.
We're not responsible.
We won't need that one. We got enough of those. Oh, that's okay with that.
You wanna close it out with a bit?
Yeah, but like I say, man, y'all tune in, man. We're gonna keep this content really, really consistent. We're gonna get back to the topics that mean something to us in our community, man. We're really out here with you, not against you. If you hear something on here and you want to chime into it, really do that. You know what I'm saying? And you know someone that's dealing, share the episode with them. You know what I'm saying? Share this information, because that's the only way healing takes place is when we share this information. Don't feel like it's not something that needs to be addressed, because it is. Y'all need to take care of each other and more importantly yourself, because you can't help anyone if you don't help yourself. Okay? So that means take those doctor's visits.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? And honestly, because I go to mine, play no games.
Take a long time.
Yeah, and deal with yourself by yourself. If you so self-conscious where you can't contact anyone or whatever, guess what? Sit down and be honest with yourself. What am I doing wrong for me? What is holding me back? What is keeping me from being who I need to be? So once you get those things, then I think you'll feel a little easier about going to get some help to get it done. So, hey, y'all take care of yourselves and each other. We love y'all. See y'all next time. All right?
All right.
We out. Peace.
Peace.